All right, here's everything you need to know about how to use Shade and the mounted drive with any NLE. Now, the good thing is this is incredibly simple, but I'm gonna break it down for you because it can feel a little bit confusing, especially when you're new to Shade. As we see here, we're in our Shade workspace. And if you're familiar with mounting the drive, then this is very simple. We're gonna go in and we're gonna mount and open our drive. Now we can see our drive is mounted. And now when we open our project within, in this case, I'm in DaVinci Resolve, but it could be Premiere or Final Cut as well, or even Avid, really. Um, we can use this Finder window just like we have a hard drive plugged in. I have a couple hard drives plugged in right now. We can basically act like it's the same thing. And what I've actually already done is I've pulled a couple of different folders into my media pool here. And as you can see, we're going to be able to scroll through these different assets here. Maybe we can even, drop some of them in. And this is exactly how you use this. You literally can use this like it is a hard drive that is mounted right within your computer, like locally. Now, something that's really important to note is right here, we're actually looking at 4K, H.265, 2398 FPS images. This is from a Sony 6700 or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely from a Sony camera, and I believe it's 10-bit. So this is streaming pretty well. Maybe we go in and we throw a little bit of color on these shots. I use Filmbox for color grading. It's super useful. I really like how everything turns out, and it's also really easy to use. We could full on color grade this if we wanted to, but for the sake of this video, maybe we just go with a little Filmbox emulation. And even with that, we're still getting smooth playback, which is pretty incredible. Now, something you may be asking is, well, what if I have files that are bigger than these, 4K H.265 files? And to that, I will say we have a pretty good option for you. So if we go into our mounted drive here, I actually have a lot of high-res files. All of these files right here are 6K OpenGate, and we can see some of them are 3-4 gigs. I think there's a 10 gig one in here maybe. Okay, I didn't sync that one because I actually don't need it. But we've got some pretty decent sized files, and what I've actually done is I've pinned them to my cache. So when you come in here, like this file's not pinned to cache, you come in here and right click it, you can come down and hit pin to cache. And what that's basically gonna do is it's going to bring the file onto your computer's cache locally. So you're not actually using your computer's Wi-Fi to stream that file. So then when I come in and I drop this file in, I'm going to get smooth playback on this 6K 422 10-bit file, which is absolutely insane, but it's the benefit of the Shade drive because we're able to just drop this in and stream it locally. And again, let's go in and throw a little film box on it. Actually, I want to grade this clip because I really like this clip. We'll come up here, nothing crazy, just a little extra sauce here. I pretty much do the same thing every time. Yeah, and then, maybe we even throw a little lens node on it. Don't know if you're familiar with lens node. We're getting pretty nerdy here. But lens node is a lens emulation tool that allows you to emulate lenses. Gives you a pretty cool vibe. But here we're kind of emulating a Cooke S4 14mm. This is a pretty intense program, and it runs smoothly. So you're probably gathering that to actually use the mounted drive with your NLE, there's not really a ton you need to think about. You just mount the drive and then literally pull footage from it as if it's locally plugged into your computer. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is, hey, if I'm using some larger files, then it might be beneficial to pin those files to my cache. You can pin them in Finder, as I discussed earlier, or you can actually go to the specific file within your Shade app, and you can right click it and click pin to cache. That is going to automatically pin it to your cache. You'll see a little pin show up there. And then when you go to your pinned items in your particular drive, you'll see all of your additional pinned files. So that's pretty much all you need to know when it comes to using the mounted drive with your NLE. It sounds crazy, and I've had so many conversations about the mounted drive, and people are like, but like, how does it work? Like, how can I possibly stream these files? But what I think that a lot of people miss, and what I've missed for a long time until I discovered Shade, is that Wi-Fi has consistently been getting better and better. And I don't have a crazy connection or anything here at my office, but we've basically improved our Wi-Fi consistently, but not really created a ton of tools to take advantage of it. And Shade is one of the first tools that actually is taking advantage of it in this way, where, yeah, you can stream some of these files off of Wi Fi. And if you're having a little trouble streaming them, then just pin them to your cache. And if you want to unpin items, you simply right click and unpin. It's that easy. So no longer is Dropbox Sync going to be taking up tons of room and space on your computer's hard drive. You're just working within your computer's cache and operating that way. So that's everything you need to know about how to use the mounted drive with your NLE. And let me just reiterate, this process is the same with any NLE, whether it's Premiere, Avid, Final Cut, or DaVinci. You can use the mounted drive just as I have here in this video, no matter what tool you're using. That's all I've got for you today. But as always, thanks for watching and thanks for using Shade.